Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Saturday. All right, guys. Well, we have lots to talk about, lots to discuss. And when I tell you lots to discuss, like I'm not even joking. We have a lot of Real Housewives in New Jersey stuff. I know that I yesterday briefly covered Joe Giudice under attack for making his Michelle Obama comparison. People are really, really upset as they should be. I just in my mind, I'm thinking like, I don't know what you were thinking unless I'm trying to rationalize. And that sounds crazy because you can't rationalize this, but I'm trying to understand, were you coming from a perspective of trying to kiss President Trump's ass in order to get uh presidential pardon? Like, what was the goal here with your post? That's the part I don't get. But on top of that, Andy Cohen, apparently there was a report that came out that he's panicking over the Real Housewives in New Jersey, and he does not want another New York style like disaster. So we have a lot to talk about. Here we go. Smash the like button, show some love. Let's go. Okay, guys. So I wanted to show you guys before we get into it. I'm encouraging all of you guys to go to upandadamlive.com. You can see we have new articles coming out, new opinion pieces. If you guys want to join the comments, you can click on this little profile icon. But if you go to the main page, you can see that there's new opinion pieces coming out every single day. We have YouTube videos, we have our podcast, and our incredible team of writers, along with our sponsors at the bottom. But you can see all of the articles that are coming out. And then on Monday, we are back for our live watch party chat. That's with Below Deck. You can see the whole schedule at the bottom. That'll appear at 8 p.m. and it closes at 9 p.m. So hopefully you guys can join us for that. Now, with that, we got to get into this. So a Bravo insider told Reality Blurb that Andy Cohen is now alarmed by the extended pause on Real Housewives in New Jersey and fears that this could actually spiral into a fiasco, kind of like what they did with the RHONY reboot. I'm not sure if you guys are well aware, but with the RHONY reboot, it ended up costing them about $20 million. And I agreed with everything that Bethany Frankel had to say about it. Bethany Frankel said, listen, this was a very glossy, curated version of the show. And what they did was they took people who they thought would fit what the fans wanted instead of a very authentic group of friends. That's what made Vanderpump Rules so special. You know, that's why I don't think that the Vanderpump Rules reboot, I really, truly do not think it's going to be as good because they are hiring outside people from, I don't know, Vegas and bottle service girls and people who have auditioned for Netflix and Love Island. And they're bringing these girls and these guys into the mix, trying to curate a show, which does definitely limit the authenticity of it. Because at the end of the day, what that means is people are not necessarily going to be buying it in the exact same way. But following the controversial season 14 finale in August of 2024, the ensemble, who was Teresa, Melissa, Margaret, Dolores, Danielle, Rachel, Jackie, and Jen, it was underperforming. And the group dynamic, I guess, especially with the production company and NBC, it's become sort of like this panic situation where they're like, what the do we actually do with this cast? So Andy Cohen is reportedly worried that a half-hearted reboot with the same cast will backfire, kind of mirroring the same fan backlash that was experienced with the New York City version. And while the show was placed on a deep pause post-season, Andy confirmed during an appearance on Access Hollywood and The View, this was between May and June, that casting is now underway for season 15. But it's still under review, and Bravo has pivoted attention to launching The Real Housewives of Rhode Island. And Andy Cohen has been hyping up that it is a very Italian community, and he did promise that there's a lot of comedic, family-driven cast vibes. We don't know yet. I think that they do this every single season where they sit there and they're like, oh, well, this is going to be great. It's going to be another situation where, listen, at the end of the day, people are going to love it. It is everything that you guys have been asking for. But does that mean that that's going to happen? No. You don't sit here as the executive producer and also like the face of Bravo and say, oh, we have a new show, guys, coming out and it's going to be shit. Because if you did, you would have said that about Love Hotel. Like you would have said that Love Hotel was going to be a shitty show because it was a shitty show. And the reason I say that, and not being like hypersensitive or overly critical, I truly feel watching Love Hotel, it's like you had 4 women who were not actually looking to find somebody. They were looking to fill a position and do a show. It keeps them in the headlines, and it also keeps them, you know, like the fame going. They get paid for it. But then if you guys really wanted them to win and find some man, I don't know who in the hell curated this group of men that would be potential suitors for these housewives. Like it didn't make sense. And now Nick Viall is coming out saying that we have a new one coming for Love Hotel season 2, where it's going to be a guy's version, where we have Tom Schwartz, Shep Rose, Carl Radke, and Jesse Lawley. Like, no. Now you're bringing in a bunch of guys that, if in fact this is true, a bunch of guys who exhibit Peter Pan syndrome to the max. No, this is not what anybody is asking for or looking for. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here doing what, and this is what I always say, research and development by having these conversations, by posting these videos, by collecting the comments with you guys, with the Addams family. And I know what people are asking for and what they don't want. Sure. Will there be people who love Love Hotel? Yes, there will be. But the general consensus is no, especially when you guys are already talking about dating other people and, you know, you're being spotted with other people and you're bringing other people to watch what happens live before the show is even over. What in the sense does that make? It doesn't. Now, moving on. I know I talked about this yesterday, but Joe Giudice is definitely feeling it right now. People are labeling him and slamming him as the R word because he decided to post this very, very ignorant story where Melania and Barack are sitting next to each other. And Barack said, how could you have married this man, that man? And she said, I was going to ask you the same question. So now people are saying, well, what you're doing essentially is you're being the R word, and you're also questioning Black female masculinity. What you're doing is dangerous. And in my mind, I'm like, if you are trying to play to the Trump administration and trying to get some sort of presidential pardon, okay, you want to come home and see your family. But at the expense of another family and the way that you're doing it, this is not the way to do it at all. It's really indicative of how you feel and who you are as a person when you're posting things like this. Because if you didn't believe what you were posting and you think that it's just a sense of humor and haha, you're funny, you're a clown. Okay. If you want to be a comedian, then go do stand up. Do stand up. Go. I'm sure they have stand up in the Bahamas. But then if you're also posting this in the Bahamas while you're living in the Bahamas, what are you thinking? Like, I can explain it to you, but I cannot understand it for you. And I think that you're coming off like a moron. And that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I want to hear what you guys think. Pop off, smash the like button. If you guys are not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And don't forget to check out upandadamlive.com. Our next live watch party chat is on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Love you guys. Bye.